Will CNN become the new Fox News in 2024? Many of you have been emailing me about this. Failed former President Donald Trump has been actually suggesting to CNN, listen, if you want to pick up on what Fox News used to be, you should actually become the right-wing network, and people would flock and advertisers would flock and Trump would flock. So let's actually explore this. This is an interesting media story. The natural reaction, you might be saying, Fox, CNN becoming Fox, it doesn't make sense. Isn't Fox News the conservative network that's been dominating for decades? Yes, but things are changing pretty quickly, and it is true that politics can make some pretty strange bedfellows. So let's discuss what is going on. As you, I'm sure, know, Fox News has been the go-to channel for the American right wing. And I'm using that particular term as opposed to for Trump supporters or for fiscal conservatives or for Republicans or for whatever the case may be, because it's been the default cable outlet agenda setting power for the American right wing. And it's where the right got their news, even though much of it was actually opinion disguised as news. They got their opinions, they got their talking points. But then came Donald Trump. Initially, Trump was not favored by Fox News in the 2016 primary, which started in 2015. But Donald Trump energized a base of support that included lots of people who were not previously participating in politics. They were not really in anyone's audience. And to the degree that Fox News eventually came around and supported Donald Trump in 2016, Trump's followers also became Fox News viewers. Fine. Over time, after Trump's first term ended, Fox News and the MAGA crowd were increasingly at odds. Trump's sort of populist, confused populist nationalism increasingly was not completely in line with what Fox News was putting out there, although Tucker Carlson is someone who was and continues to put out that populist rhetoric. And then the 2020 election big lie led to a bigger rift, where eventually Fox News got away from the lies that Donald Trump was telling. We now have learned, as a result of text messages released because of this defamation suit filed by Dominion against Fox News, that even the Fox News hosts that early on were pretending as though they believed Trump's lies about the election. Privately, we know they didn't. This includes Sean Hannity, Tucker Carlson, and Laura Ingraham at minimum. So we now have a situation where the Trump crowd, the Trump part of the American right, and Trump himself are, to put it lightly, disillusioned with Fox News. They, for a while now, have been looking for alternatives. This includes, for some of them, Newsmax. This includes, for some of them, OAN. Both are to the right of Fox News. And it also includes even wackier stuff, Real America's Voice and, the Lindell TV and all of these other crazy things. But more recently, Donald Trump has been overtly going after Fox News, and he even has suggested alternatives to Fox News during his recent CPAC speech. He sort of suggested, Fox News might turn my speech off because of the things that I'm saying, etc. So over the last few months, a new option has been increasingly floated, including by Trump himself. What if CNN, now under the leadership of Chris Licht, who is new president over at CNN, who seems primarily concerned with whatever needs to be done in order to get ratings up and to get revenue up. What if CNN, which has been called fake news, which has been called failing CNN, liberal CNN for years, what if CNN became the new home for Trump supporters and maybe even for more of the American right wing above and beyond just Trump supporters? In a sense, it sounds crazy, but it is not as far-fetched as it seems. Under new leadership, always interested in what is our next thing. And there have been a number of recent articles and op-eds and sort of pleadings from Donald Trump as well that CNN could become the new Fox News, or at least a version of it. The idea being, if CNN framed itself as, we are the place that are going, that we are the network that will show you both sides, but they use both sides really to give voice specifically to MAGA Trumpism rather than just generically the Republican Party. On Fox News, it is true that the more establishment Republican Party, people like Mitch McConnell, for lack of a better example, still have a very prominent role there. And to the extent that CNN now includes Republican voices, they are mostly establishment Republican voices. That is absolutely true. So the opportunity would be for CNN to make a slight shift the Republican voices to be more Trumpy voices, play them up, maybe put in a little bit of right-wing opinion. There were times when you had more right-wing opinion in a more official capacity on CNN, and then see what happens with the ratings. Now, I have to tell you, Trump's instincts, I think, are correct, that there is a desire from the MAGA Trumpists for something more mainstream. And by mainstream, I don't mean in terms of opinion. I mean in terms of distribution, more widely available than Newsmax and OAN. So they don't have to feel like they're relegated to channel 9000 on whatever cable network, right? There is a desire for that. And CNN, even though the right has derided it as being liberal fake news for a long time, CNN has taken an anti-Trump editorial approach on many of its programs, but is still primarily a corporatist news network. So I don't think it's as crazy as some are making it out to be. The question is this something CNN is interested in pursuing? And maybe even more importantly, just because it makes sense from a business standpoint for CNN to go more right during the Republican primary and maybe during the general election, once it's all said and done, and we're beyond November of 2024, is it still a logical direction for CNN? And that's a real question mark to which I don't have the answer. Let me know what you think. Is this something that CNN would benefit from doing? Do you expect that they would do it? Let me know your thoughts in a comment, in an email, in a tweet, and then we will follow up. One of our sponsors today is Leisure of NYC, offering ultra comfortable, fair trade men's clothing at fair prices. Guys know it can be very tough to find good boxers and t-shirts. The search is over because all boxer briefs by Leisure of NYC are made with amazingly soft, moisture-wicking viscose from bamboo. Super lightweight like air, but it doesn't bunch up, and it's also great for the planet. Leisure of NYC also makes really great Supima cotton crew neck t-shirts. Less than 1% of men's basics today are made with Supima cotton. It is the best out there. It feels like silk, quite frankly. You can walk around in a scratchy t-shirt all day, or you can enjoy the cloud soft feel of Supima cotton and actually love the shirt you're wearing. These are my go-to t-shirts and boxers. Nothing else even comes close to providing this level of comfort, and all of their products are fair trade and made sustainably. Go pick up the most comfortable t-shirts and boxers you will ever own, but hurry because they often sell out, especially the boxers. Go to davidpakman.com/NYC and you will get 15% off with the code PAKMAN at checkout, and the link is down below.